Buying a home, July 2024. We are going to discuss everything you need to know about buying a home this month. We're going to discuss interest rates, home costs, market conditions, and new programs with my guy Angelo here. If you get something valuable within this video, make sure you leave a like and stay until the end as we're going to have some good conversation throughout this video. Angelo, let's discuss interest rates first right now. Interest rates are high. And my first question to you right now is it worth buying a home right now with interest rates at 6.89%?
So, all right. You said interest rates are high. Yes, they are higher than COVID. Okay, so let's kind of get one thing. Everybody needs to know that that was an anomaly, right? So we were spoiled by those interest rates. But yes, rates are higher than what we have seen in the last couple years. It is still a good time to buy a home. The average interest rate right now is 6.89%, which is not a bad interest rate, right? It's not the best, it's not the worst, but if you can, stomach that rate, and if you can purchase a home, I still think it is a good time to buy, as any, to get into a home for sure.
You're discussing about 2019, 2020 with rates being low, and in 2022, this is the last 10 years we're looking at here. In 22, we have seen a spike. So these last couple years have been difficult. But looking at just a year right here, interest rates are lower than what we have previously seen. Now, are they at the point where we are going to see a bunch of buyers step in? No. What is it going to take for buyers to step in and start buying again?
I think if rates drop down into the mid to high fives, we're going to see a feeding frenzy of people getting into the market again to start purchasing homes, or to want to start purchasing homes again. There is a lot of people that have some trepidation about getting into the market right now at the current levels where the rates are, but it's still a good time to buy. But we do have to be careful when the rates do drop into the fives, the mid fives, high fives, because all of those people that were maybe sitting on the sidelines waiting to buy a house, they're going to jump in. And as of late, the inventory has been cooling a little bit, right? So homes are sitting on the market a little bit longer. We're seeing some price cuts. So they're starting to see some signs that the market is cooling, and once the rates do drop, it could reverse that, and the sellers, it could potentially go back into once again a very hard seller's market with so much competition out there.
Angelo, just to kind of cap off this interest rate conversation we just had, should people be waiting to buy a home and waiting for interest rates to come down before they actually buy a home?
So if you have the down payment and the means available to you to purchase a home, I think it is a good idea to purchase a home, because once again, I am going to go back into the inventory, what I was talking about, the inventory, which is there's not as much competition that we're seeing in the market right now, because of when rates do drop, you're going to be fighting for that. So even if the rates come down, and you do have, since you do have the means to purchase a property, you're not going to have to fight if the rates do drop 0.5% or 1%. You're not going to be fighting those people to where you're going to have to offer over asking, crazy due diligence fees to get that, to win that contract. So if you have the means to buy, I 100% think that you should purchase a home now versus waiting.
Angelo, you are in Charlotte, North Carolina, so let's discuss home costs. What are homes costing in Charlotte, North Carolina right now? What is like the average price that people can expect? I'm from California, so if I was to be looking at homes in Charlotte, North Carolina, what would be the average prices that would be for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath out there in Charlotte, North Carolina right now?
So depending on the area, right, if you're going to be inside Charlotte or outside Charlotte. So inside the Charlotte area, you're probably looking, around the mid 400s when it comes to home price. But if you can find some really good deals on the outskirts of Charlotte, in the 300 ranges, right? There's a townhome community that's being built that's in the mid 300s to low 300s. So if you're okay with just going outside of Charlotte a little bit, you can definitely still find homes that are in the 300s to purchase. So there's definitely some deals out there.
Angela, let's pull up this one that we were looking at before we started recording here. And this is a home in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Discuss what you saw in this property right here.
So with this particular property, I actually have a client looking at this property that she toured it. She loved it. She sent it to me and she was like, "Hey, Angela, like, what do you think about this?" I get to looking at it and it's in 28208 zip code. If you look at this property, it's completely renovated, right? It's almost on a half acre of land, which you can see from the pictures. It's on a nice little chunk of land. And there was a price cut of $6,000 to $319,000. So this is a cute little home. I was kind of shocked to see that that's not already, scooped up right now. It's been on the market 43 days. So herein lies strategy with this, right? It's been on the market for 43 days and they just cut the price. So they're definitely motivated. So there's so many opportunities to have to use a strategy with this to maybe even offer a little bit more than their current asking price, and then also asking for seller concessions to pay for either a permanent buy down or a temporary interest rate buy down to help ease you into that property. So I'm a big fan of this property. We sent her the pre-qualification letter. She's going to be making offers on this thing, so hopefully she scoops it up before anybody else does.
Angela, when looking at this property right here, it says it's estimated. I know Zillow is notorious for not giving accurate monthly mortgage payments. And so they're saying $1,887 for a monthly mortgage payment here. And I think that's assuming 20% down. If you were to put 3% down, it would probably be in the realms of like $2,400 and $2,500 monthly mortgage payment, which might be a stretch for some people right now. So would you buy this property right now knowing that rates are going to come down later, or will you just jump on this property right now?
So I would, yes. And here's why. Because once again, I sound like a broken record, but if you have the means to purchase this property, I would buy it, because when rates do come down, maybe that's why it's been sitting on the market a little bit, because the rates have been, in the high sixes, low sevens for conventional financing, right? So that's making it a little bit more unobtainable for some to purchase the property. If rates do drop, this home will not be on the market for 43 days. I can promise you that. It would be scooped up just like that. So yes, you should buy. You're going to be building equity in it that from day one when you buy it, okay? In 2024, they're saying there's going to be about 4+% appreciation. In 2025, they revised it down a little bit to show that there's going to be around 3% appreciation in homes. So that's still appreciating. You're still getting money, that you're building equity in that home in addition to the tax savings. So 100%, my answer is always buy. If you have the means, 100% do it.
So now let's talk about market conditions, a little bit more about market conditions, because I know we previously got into it at the top half of the show. What's it like hurting your average person right now? What is hurting them from going out and buying a home right now?
The biggest barrier of entry is down payment. Fannie and Freddie released a statistic saying that the biggest barrier of entry is down payment to get into a home. So to combat that, there are down payment assistance programs, there are zero down programs or state funded programs. So there's ways that you can utilize to get into that home if you don't have that full 3% or 3.5% down payment. Specifically, one of my lenders has a zero down payment assistance loan, whereas it's zero interest, which is phenomenal. There is no payment required on the loan. It's not included in your debt to income ratios, and it doesn't need to be paid back monthly, right? You can decide to make payments on it and chop away at it if you'd like to help the equity of the property, but it's not required. But what is required, that if you do sell the property or refinance the property in the future, that it is paid back, just like a state-funded down payment assistance program where they have strings attached, where if you sell the property within a certain time frame, that you have to pay it back. So there's nuances to many of the different down payment assistance programs, but they're out there. And talking to somebody like myself can help you kind of navigate which one is going to be best suited for you.
Last thing I want to talk about today, Angelo, is refinancing. Is anyone looking to refi right now?
So only in certain scenarios, right? If you want to do a cash out refinance to maybe pay some debt off, if you've run up some credit cards, or if you're in a bind when it comes to your monthly debts, yes, that's a way to to pull some cash out of your property. Even if you have a lower interest rate, it could help you in the long run. Now, I do have one of the lenders that is offering an incentive to purchase or to refinance, to kind of spur a little bit of a refi boom in case the rates don't drop. But so we'll hope that the rates do drop. But there's definitely reasons to refinance if need be. So if it permits.
So, Angelo, everything you just said, hopefully, but everything is showing us right now that rates will inevitably come down towards the back half of this year, Q3 and Q4 of this year. All right. We're expecting Fed rate cuts September 18th this year. Today's July 12th. We got some interesting data this morning. And so everything is pointing to Fed rate cuts, which will inevitably help mortgage rates. Not immediately, because they're not cutting mortgage rates, they're cutting the federal funds rate. But this could over time help mortgage rates, right? And especially for investors out there that want to invest in the risk on markets, everything is just opening up for buyers to step in. So capping off this video here where we're discussing buying a home right now, is it the right time to buy right now?
Yes, I do. I think it's the right time to buy right now. Once again, if you have the means to do so, and if you can utilize some of the down payment assistance programs, yes, because down the road they do cut rates, and then eventually it follows where the long-term 30-year mortgages do start ticking down. They just started kind of ticking down a little bit with the CPI numbers that came out. So if you can get in now before the frenzy, when the rates do come down, that's going to be clutch, because you're not going to have to fight for homes, in 6-8 months or a year. That's my honest opinion. Backed up. I mean, it's that I've heard that so many times, and it's rang true for the last year right now. Now it's getting to, so things are starting to slow. And so once the rates do kind of start coming back down, there's going to be a ton of people. I have many clients that have said, you know what, I'm just going to wait to hold off to purchase a home because the rates are too high. And sometimes it doesn't matter what I say. If they're not comfortable buying the property right now, that's fine. It's okay. We'll be here when you are ready to buy. But it's definitely a time to buy, because once rates do drop, it's going to be like getting in the octagon of an MMA match. So
it's going to get so competitive right now, and people just mistakenly, if you can't afford that monthly mortgage payment, I get it, right?
Right.
But if
sure.
you have the means to hop in right now is the time to hop in, because instead of looking at interest rates, you need to think about the appreciation you are going
Correct.
to get in your home, right? We've already seen a lot of appreciation this year, right? And so we will see 3-4% for the rest of 2024 here. And those are numbers you do not want to miss out on.
No, you don't.
A home, right? It's not a bad time to buy a home right now. It can't be, right? But if you wait a couple months and it gets ultra competitive, and now you're competing on, 3-bedroom, 2-bath in the middle of nowhere, it's like, what did this accomplish right now? Right. And so you're going to be paying more. It's going to be a higher purchase price. And you're just like, what did I wait for? Why did I wait? So
right.
Team, don't wait. Contact Angelo. The link will be in the pinned it will be in the comment section down below. It will be the first link that you can contact him if you have any questions about buying a home right now, getting pre-qualified, all that good stuff. Especially if you're in the Charlotte, Mecklenburg County area, definitely get with Angelo right now. And we will see you guys on next week's video. Bye.
See ya.